Hello, welcome to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. You're listening to the Going Solo with Cece show. I am Cece Shatz, the Doyenne of Relationship Building. I am a divorce, dating, and life coach, connecting singles through the Going Solo Network. You can reach our website on goingsolonetwork.com. Here on WGSN-DB, we have the Going Solo Media, and that's where everything is. So it's right above. That's where our website is. So if you want to catch other shows or be able to talk to some of our hosts and send them emails and things, you can do that right there on the goingsolomedia.com. So let's get on with our subject because it's a tough one because we're going to talk about being alone for Thanksgiving. As we start moving forward into the holidays, right, we start thinking about what are we going to do? And, over 32 million people in America are single and they're living alone. And so a great deal of majority of them are starting to think about what they're going to do for the holidays, as I'm sure you are. And so that brings us to think about, is there a difference between being alone and being lonely? And so often when we're alone, we're not necessarily lonely, are we? And so if we can keep that mindset, if we can start moving forward into that positive direction, we can get through the holidays in a really great fashion, and that will set us on pace to be able to live our best life. And isn't that what we all want to do? We all want to live our best life. So I've done a little bit of research here, and I've been thinking about it a lot because, I've experienced it just like everyone else out there, having, being divorced and having my first holiday by myself was really traumatic for me. And I didn't understand it, right? I didn't understand why I was being alone, why my life has made this shift in a direction that I wasn't accustomed to, nor did I think that I would ever going to be. But what I learned is that thinking like that is actually a good thing because that sets you in this motion of movement that's going to move you through to living the life that you want. It starts making you think about what it is that you want in your life, where you want to go, what you want to do, who you want to have in your life, right? So it gets to all of those wonderful things. So if we can shift our mindset a little bit, if we can shift it to the fact that it's, even though it's a path that we're unaccustomed to, it's one that we're not familiar with, but it's all exciting in itself, right? As we begin to move forward, if we can keep that shift in our mindset, we can create a positive turn of events versus a negative one, right? And so that's what we want to do. We want to start reframing and creating a shift in your mindset that will create a shift in your life. And that's what we want to do here tonight. We want to choose happy over being negative, happy over, learning that we have to sometimes look from within to determine what our happiness is, what makes us. And so often as we're making this shift in our lives, as we're being alone, right, we're moving forward in a single step, we sometimes think, and we think we lose our identity because we lost our relationship. We feel at times that we've lost our identity, but in reality our identity is there. We just have to home in and be able to really reestablish ourselves as to who we are, what we want, what makes us happy, what makes us tick, right? And what kind of things do we want to do for the rest of our lives? And so this is a great time, this taking this time that you're going to be alone where others might be busy doing other things, taking it and really homing in on yourself and thinking about what you want in your life, where you want to go. And you'll be one step ahead of everybody else because you've allowed yourself to create that space and time that's quiet, that you can do some meditation, so you can do some thinking as you want to be able to move forward. The reality is so we often think because our Thanksgiving or our Christmas or holidays or whatever it might be is different what the normal is, right? What we normally used to do, we think that it's ruined. Well, in essence, it's not ruined. It's what it's done is it's created a new environment for you, one in which that you can start establishing one for your own. And we're going to take some steps as we move forward in this, and I'm going to share with you some things that you can do to kind of create that shift that will help you to be able to move forward. And not only can you use that here moving forward to Thanksgiving, but you can use it in through all the holidays, but you can also use it through thinking about your life as being a single. Because one thing I've noticed and experienced it myself, and I think other people can say, as they've moved from a relationship loss of whatever sort, as they move through that, they're making a transition in their lives. They're really thinking about where they want to be, what they want to do. But so sometimes we get so bogged down with the actual transition. We think that if we're not there, yesterday, we're late, right? But in essence, we have to take it in the speed and the time in which we need to take it, so that we can really learn about ourselves. We can embrace ourselves as the human beings that we are to be able to move forward. And so that is really a great way to look at it. And it's a positive way to look at it. And there's no wrong, no right. There's no time period. It's one in which you want to move forward at your best, at where you want to go. And so I have some notes here. So I have made some notes on it to be able to do it. But, focusing on our lives, stepping back for a moment and saying to ourselves, let's think about our lives, right? Let's think about ourselves as individuals. Not easy to do, is it? Because we spend our whole time thinking about other people. We spend our time in the workplace, thinking about getting the job done, pleasing our boss, getting the task at hand completed, doing the best job that we can. We think about our friends. We want to make them happy. We want to, we make commitments. We want to do things with them. Even though we have a good time, we're still thinking about other people. We're not thinking about ourselves. And that is a very hard thing to do, to be able to step back for a minute and really, truly home in on yourself. And so there's steps in which we have to take in order to be able to understand that. We often think that if we're not in a big environment with a lot of people, that it's a negative thing if we're home alone, right? Oh, wow, I've been left home alone. Well, it's really not. I mean, the difference is that, do you choose to be alone, or is it a place that you truly don't want to be? And so that's the difficulty. That's the shift in the mindset. Once you start determining that, you know what, I don't mind being by myself, that will start taking a turn for you, and you'll start moving forward in a better way. You can actually, in your solitude, you can be creative. You can have the freedom and be able to really home in on the on yourself, being intimate with yourself to really understand what it is that you truly want in life. And so now that we're done with all of those kind of things, right? Now that we've talked about the heavy stuff, right? Really being in tune with ourselves, focusing on ourselves as we move forward. How in the heck are we going to get through the holiday? How are we going to do it when we are so used to, and like you, I had a big family. My sister would come over when I was married. We'd have a lot of people over, and I'd be cooking, preparing, doing all that stuff. Am I going to do it for just me? I don't think so. And now, as my family, I've made the transition of now, being single, and my kids come, some don't. And even today, I'm sitting here thinking, is anybody coming over for Thanksgiving? Because I haven't been able to connect. I know my one son's going somewhere else. My daughter doesn't normally come. My other kids live up north, and then I haven't been able to get a hold of my other son. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to be alone. But then I started thinking, hey, it might not be such a bad thing, because I do something a little bit different. So we're going to talk about that a little bit together. Now, what I suggest, these are some suggestions for you for your Thanksgiving. Switch it up. We always have the traditional food, right? All the traditional things that we're going to do. So you're thinking to yourself, do I really want to make all that stuff if it's just me, or maybe a friend or whatever might come over? But am I going to make all of that stuff? Oh, we've got a comment here. Well, Sonia, let's see what she says. You need to come have Thanksgiving at Greg's with us. There you go. But on the 23rd. Okay. Now, you know what? That is a really good suggestion there, Sonia. you shared with us, because here's the thing is we can do whatever we want to do, right? We don't necessarily have to have Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day. We could have it on a different day, right? We could plan something else on that day. So we can switch it up. We can do whatever we want to do. So the reality is that we can create a Thanksgiving that we want, a Thanksgiving that could be different. And I think that that's important. So number one, switch up maybe your menu. If you like the traditional things, make them. Things that you don't necessarily like, don't make them. Make something different. One of my first years of being alone, I started making like I call it my traditional drink, right? I do a different drink for every holiday. I come up with a different drink, and it's a lot of fun. And so I, get the recipe books out and try to figure out how to do some different drink ideas. And so you could do that. It could be something different. This year, because my house is a little bit small and I can't have that many people over for dinner, I'm going to have a dessert open house, so where they can come and go and we can have dessert together. And this way they can eat all of the bad things and I won't eat so many bad things, but I still can enjoy people's company. So you can switch it up a little bit. Take it virtual. You can make your dinner. And if your family's away, like mine is up north, we could do a Zoom. You can get on Zoom for free. You can do Facebook now. You can go on your phones. A lot of people can go on their phones and connect with people. So you can have your dinner together, but virtual, right? So you can get together that way, and that would be kind of fun. But here's the benefit of that is you don't have to clean up a big mess. You don't have a house full of people. You can say goodbye when you want to say goodbye. You can actually kind of plan out the holiday the way you want it to be. So you could just ignore the whole doggone thing, all of it. You could just say, hey, I'm going to sleep in. I'm not going to do a thing. I'm just going to do everything out of the ordinary. Just do something totally different. It's your choice. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can order in, you can order in food. Oh, here, she's saying something else. Let me see what she said. We just decided to do this today, and all we're doing is bringing one plate apiece. There you go. You can bring your food and do that. You know what I used to do with my girlfriends and years ago? We would all bring whatever we're going to make for dinner. We would bring it together to somebody's house and we would all make it. So you could do that. So whatever you were planning to have for Thanksgiving, you could take it to somebody's house and you could make that. And it was good. And then she says, we're getting invitations here. I'm coming, but the reason is Ed and Diane won't be here. Oh, on the 25th. So my friends are leaving. They're actually moving. So there you go. You know some of my plans here. Okay. So the other thing, and I think this is so vital and so important, is sometimes when you step out of yourself, the humdrum of yourself, and you do something for somebody else, it really makes a world of difference for you. You start having appreciation of what you have, and you're grateful for those that are around you. So maybe you want to think about doing some volunteer work, doing something for somebody else, right? Somebody that can afford dinner, make them dinner. I know I live here in a senior place. I'm sure there's a lot of people here that are, on limited budgets that would love to be able to have a dessert. You could make them a dessert. You could make them a turkey. You could make them something, I can even give them one of my drinks, one of my mystery drinks. I call it mystery drink. So we could do something like that, because you know what? It creates, it really creates a feeling of making you feel like you've made a difference, right? And that's what it truly is. It for us is, I think, as we move forward in being by ourselves, we want to feel like we make a difference in the world. We want to be able to create an environment that's around it, that's positive. And why not share that with somebody else, right? And so I think that that's important. Plan a cozy night in. So how we are so busy working and running and doing this and doing that. And now we're going to be going up to the Christmas holidays, which is going to be even more. And we're going to have more things that we could be doing. Why not just kick off, just relax, put your PJs on, put your legs up, watch some TV, binge watch something if that's what you want to do. But really take the time to be able to be more centered and focused on yourself, what it is that you truly want in your life. Give yourself the space and the time to be able to think about things and do that. Okay, this one I thought would be kind of cool. You could start your Black Friday shopping. You could do that. You could go on the internet. You can go on your phone. You could start scoping out all the different places for the Black Friday sales. And maybe there's a few things that you're needing or you're wanting or you want to give, right? And so you could start doing that. And that takes some time to do that. So that would give you some time to do. We talked about dropping some treats off to family and friends. So you could do that, help someone else out. That's pretty easy to do. You can pick up a pie at a grocery store and then drop it off at one of your neighbors, and that would give you, heads up, right? They would think that you're pretty awesome by doing that. Find the small ways to celebrate, not only just to celebrate Thanksgiving, but celebrate yourself, celebrate life, celebrate what your future might very well be, right? The more we can put into our environment that's positive, the more shift that can create in our lives that will make what we truly want in our lives happen. And so, pick up a good book and read it. I read all of these self-help books all the time, and I learned so much from them. I don't even read any novels anymore. I used to read all kinds of mystery novels and things, and I don't even do that anymore because I find that what I gained so much on the self-help books, on listening to, how to build a better relationship, how to communicate better, how to 1,001 things, right? You could watch some cooking shows. You could do various different things like that. There's a lot of different things you can do to be able to embrace yourself, embrace your life, to be able to move forward. And Thanksgiving time, a quiet time, is a great time to do that. So we want to really celebrate who we are. Think about your ancestors, think about your parents, think about your family members and the life that they had and where you're at today. We've accomplished a great deal in our lives. I think my generation is probably seeing the most, right? I mean, I was talking about this with my dad a while back, and he was saying in his life it was such a simpler time. They really didn't do much. I mean, it became dark, you went home, went to bed. You didn't really do a whole lot. I was in the era, and I'll probably give my age away here, but I was in the era where we didn't have television. We had the first, on our block, we had the first colored TV set. And then when we had it, I remember there was no colored programs on. And my family were very upset, spending a lot of money on colored TV with no colored programs, that they got excited when the Peacock came out with all the different colors. They would get so excited because they could see it instead of black and white. But I mean, I'm from the era where we had party lines. Now we've got cell phones, right? We didn't have internet. We didn't have the way of connecting and things like that. One thing I will tell you, during a holiday or during a time when you're feeling that you need something, that, that where your life has made a shift and you're not really so happy with it, stay off social media. It's, when you read all the posts about all the dinners and all of this stuff that everybody else is doing, don't think for a minute everybody's life is jolly and wonderful. We all have stuff, right? We all have crap in our lives. Everybody, even all the wonderful posts that are out there. And so we don't always share those negative things because we want to create that positive environment, right? That rah. So we'll post, this great meal that we made, or we'll post this wonderful stuff that we're doing. And we do all of that stuff. And we do it because it gives us a high, right? It makes us feel good that we're doing it. Those that are making this transition of being single, finding themselves alone, watching that becomes very disturbing. It becomes, really gets them down and gets them sad. So my advice is to not go on social media during this time. Unplug a little bit, give yourself a break and unplug. and let them have a wonderful holiday and post everything that they want to post. And maybe you want to post some stuff you did too. If you want, that's fine. But just know that it's okay to unplug, rewind, be able to understand things like that. You know, I think it's important to create a gratitude list. You know, create gratitude, or at least every day when you wake up, think about what you can be grateful for, what happened in your life maybe yesterday, and what's going to happen in your life in the future, to create, you know, gratitude for what you have. Because isn't that what Thanksgiving is about? Isn't it about breaking bread with others and appreciation, right? Isn't it about giving thanks for what we have and knowing that, you know, tomorrow will come and that we will be here to be able to continue on a path of being positive and helping others? You know, I think sometimes we lose sight of the importance of things in that we want to be able to move forward. So I think that we want to be able to have that gratitude, have that understanding that life is better with us in it, right? And so we want to create what those little happy moments that we have, and we want to appreciate them. We want to appreciate others. We want to appreciate what we do have, and we want to give thanks to all of those and above of what we do have and what we're going to have in the future. But I think now is a good time for us to take a break. What we're going to do is we're going to watch a video, and the video we're going to watch is about Going Solo Network, which is designed for our singles here. And so I hope that you will go on the website, check it out, because we've got a lot of different things that are happening for singles. We have a lot of wonderful hosts and guests and people that contribute to the Going Solo Network to try to connect and make your life a little bit easier. So if you would be so kind to check out goingsolonetwork.com, and we'll show the video now, and you'll see that all of that we bring forward to you, I hope that you'll be able to connect and be able to move forward in the life and the path and really the life that you want, living your best life. So hang around for just a minute and we'll be right back.
When parents get divorced and become involved in the family court system, there are no winners. Everybody loses, especially the children. I know, because my custody battle lasted years, was completely unnecessary, and financially devastating. That experience inspired SplitSmart. SplitSmart is designed to empower both parents by giving them the structure they need to stay on course for a more peaceful and respectful co-parenting future. For less than amicable couples, our unique line item negotiation approach helps soften sometimes emotional stances into child-centered agreements that both parents can live with. Do you want your children to thrive and grow up with healthy, loving relationships with both parents? How much easier would it be if you could bypass the conflict and create a clear, supportive, and comprehensive co-parenting plan and schedule that's tailored specifically for your family? Can you imagine what it would be like if there were no arguments about money or child support? If any of this appeals to you, if you want to minimize the expense and drama of divorce, do yourself and your children a big favor and use Split Smart to craft your co-parenting and support plans. And as an added benefit, even if you've done your best and still can't get all the way there, Split Smart will have your information well organized, so a skilled mediator or family lawyer can efficiently help your family cross the finish line. Visit splitsmart.com today to get started on creating a brighter and more joyous tomorrow for you and your kids.
Well, welcome back. You guys are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. I am Cece Shatz, the Doyenne of Relationship Building. I am a divorce, dating, and a life coach, and I am very, very happy to have you back here with us today. We're talking about alone for Thanksgiving. You know, you're never really alone, right? You're never really alone. And, as we talked about at the first part of the show, we talked about things that we could do to be able to move forward. And, the last thing that I would suggest and is to really start evaluating holidays and what it means to you and what you would like to do. What kind of things can you do that will be the traditional, and what kind of things do you want to add to it to make it new for you, to make it a new experience for you, to share it with other people. And so what better time to start thinking about it now? How do we want to see ourselves, right? How do we want to see the holidays for ourselves? Do we want to have it with friends? Is there some family members we want to have? Do we want to do it virtually? Would we like to just take the time to spend with ourselves, to be able to have that quiet time, to be able to watch the parades and watch the football and do whatever we want to do, right? Start planning some of the holiday things that are out there, looking at Christmas lights. They're going to be up, full blast. We're going to be doing Christmas now right after Thanksgiving. So think about some of the things that you might like to do there and who you'd like to share it with. Those kind of things to be able to help start moving you forward. The more you start thinking of your future, the easier walking towards it and in it is going to be, right? So let's talk about this part of the show, because I think this is really important. It's where do you see yourself, in a week, a month, 3 months, a year? What do you see? Where do you see your life, right? How do you see it start to unfold? And many are at the very beginning of relationship loss, so that's the last thing you probably want to talk about now, the last thing you want to really think about. But the reality is your life is yours of the choosing, right? You can decide what you want to do and how you want to do it and where you want to go with it. You can decide on whether you want to be positive or whether you can be negative, right? You can decide if you want to have someone in your life or if you'd like to travel by yourself for a while. Because it's okay to be alone. It's just not all right to be lonely. And that's what the Going Solo Network is about. It's about connecting you in a positive way to be able to have you understand that going solo is not a miserable thing. It's not a horrible thing. And it's not a thing where it's like your people, right? So many, I hear it all the time, but married people, it's like, oh, your people, whatever. It's not like that. Going solo can be a very beautiful, warm, wonderful thing because you are embracing the most important person in your life, and that's you, right? So as you move forward, think about what you would like to do. Create a bucket list for yourself. Some things that you want to do, small things that you can achieve right now, right? You can put them on your plate now. If it's like you want to go for a bicycle ride, if it's you want to start walking, if you want to start concentrating on your health, you can do that. Those are simple things that are inexpensive, right? Or let's say you want to start traveling or you want to start doing some other thing. Get a piece of paper, write down what it is that you would like to do. You can do it in smaller, increments, or you can do it in larger ones, right? You can embrace life however you want to do it. So the choice is yours. And so as we're thinking about our holidays and we're thinking about Thanksgiving and how we want to do it, The worst thing you can do is just think that your life is over for love because you don't have a normal, what you thought was normal holiday, what you thought was normal as a Thanksgiving, right? If you don't want to have a turkey, you could have a chicken. If you don't want to have chicken, you can have a steak. I recently just read something where a lady she was going to have a steak and she was going to make this cherry sauce and she was going to do all this extra stuff. And she was going to be by herself and she was looking forward to doing that. So that's the key, is really homing in on what you truly want, what makes you happy, what makes you tick, what brings you joy, right? And then embracing that, embracing yourself, understanding who you are and where you want to be, and what kind of life you see for yourself. Do you want to have someone in your life? Do you want some space right now to just be by yourself, to sort it out? What kind of interests do you have? What makes you happy? Is there certain TV shows that you like to watch? Do you want to make something? Do you want to learn something? Those are the kind of things that you can actually embrace to be able to move forward in your life. So I hope that tonight, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you'll connect with us here at the Going Solo Media and listen to all of our wonderful hosts. I mean, they put so much time in each and every show that they do. It's tremendous what they do. They connect with wonderful guests who give of themselves. And we have wonderful people that are helping us on the Going Solo Network. So I hope that you will look at the goingsolonetwork.com and check it out. See all the different things that we have there. We have the community that's new, and we hope that you would join it. If you want a free membership, email me at goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. I'll give you a code, and you can check it out, right? And it's inexpensive, but if you want to check it out for free, all you have to do is email me at goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. Here's all my contact information. Our website, again, is right up there, goingsolomedia.com. Our everything that we do is right on goingsolonetwork.com. If you ever need someone to talk to, you can just reach out to me, and I'm available for you, and I'm happy to do that. When I first got divorced, I thought it was the end of the world, right? I thought it was totally end of the world. Now, 13 plus, like 12 plus or 13 years later, I'm loving the life I have. I'm loving who I am. I'm loving where I'm going. I'm loving the people that are in my life, right? So whatever you feel right now, just know that it's going to shift. It's going to change. It's going to evolve. And so let's evolve together, right? Let's move forward in a life together that fits you. Let's make that transition, that movement of choice, a positive one. I really get upset when I hear people that are negative about their past because they're stuck in their past. And so we here on the Going Solo Network, we step forward, right? We move forward. We embrace life for what it is. And we realize that wherever we're at today is not where we're going to be tomorrow. And whoever we are now, we are going to change. And we're going to be, hopefully, become even better person tomorrow, right? Because we're going to be more in touch with who we are, what we want, and what gives us joy, and how we can share that joy with other people. So as you're thinking about your Thanksgiving, know that being alone is not being lonely. And so all you have to do is join us here on the Going Solo Network, and you certainly won't be lonely at all. So we have a lot of activities that are planned. We hope that you'll join us with those right here on the Going Solo Network. I am Cece Shatz. I'm the Doyenne of Relationship Building. I am a divorce, dating, and a life coach. And I hope that you'll join me right here on the network each and every time. 7:00 Eastern time is my time zone here for Going Solo with Cece. If you like it, I hope that you'll give me a comment. I hope you'll go on our site and let it on WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network. And I hope that you'll give us a comment there and give us a view and let us know what you think. We love you. We hope that you enjoy everything that's coming. Now we do have Insight with Janet Reynolds, one of my good friends. It's going to be on right after me. And every other Thursday, we have the Going Solo Veterans at 8 o'clock. And I love that show. And we love our veterans and we thank them so much for their service. And then after that, we have a wonderful show, which is pretty new. It's called Through the Looking Glass with Martha. And Martha Davis Alexander is an awesome coach and mentor. She's a wonderful individual. She calls herself a recovering attorney because she sees the value of coaching, right? The value of helping people in a positive way move forward in their lives. And so that's what she does. And so this show that she has is very, very unique. And the show that is going to be coming up, she's got a wonderful guest talking about uncluttering your life. And that is so true. And I'm looking forward to that because the more that you do of that, that's something you could do for Thanksgiving, right? You could start doing a little bit of decluttering. And the more space you can allow in your life, the more will come to you. The more joy you can give to others in your life, the more joy will come back to you, right? So just keep that a thought as you're moving forward, as you're making that transition in life. The more you can give, the more you will receive. And so I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you find yourself alone, you are welcome to contact me. I'd love to talk to you, but I miss you dearly. I have been off for a while, but we're going to be gearing back up and being back on. And I want to thank you so much for listening. You guys are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the #1 internet talk station for singles, and we do appreciate you guys listening to us each and every time. We do have our live streaming radio, and we want to thank you guys for the numbers that you're giving us on listening. So we are appreciative of everything that you guys do, and we want to thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you back here, same place, same time. But next week is Thanksgiving, so we're probably going to have a rebroadcast. But just know in my heart, I am thinking of you. And if you need me, just reach out. goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. Reach out to me. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye for now.